If the NBA playoffs told us one thing, it is that the ability to switch has become almost mandatory for any elite defensive player. Over and over again, we saw bigs being switched out and forced to guard perimeter players. Centers like Clint Capella showed off his worth in this area, while centers who couldn't switch, like Whiteside, became almost useless in their series. The Houston Rockets took the mighty Warriors to 7 games because of their ability to switch 1 through 5 on defense. And on the Warriors, I feel like many people would agree that Draymond Green is still the best defensive player in the NBA because he can both protect the rim as well as defend 1 through 5. So now that we all see the importance of defending 1 through 5, I'd like to put the spotlight on the draft prospect Jaren Jackson Jr. Out of all the prospects in the draft, I believe he has the highest chance of being that elite 1 through 5 defender that teams truly covet. Starting out with his physical profile, he has tremendous physical tools for a power forward or a center prospect at 6'11 with a 7'5.25 wingspan and a 9'1" standing reach. He's a little light, being only 236 pounds, but he's still young at 18 years old, and he has a big frame that will fill out really nicely. Not only does he have great length, but he has great ability being able to switch out on ball screens and guard on the perimeter. He's light on his feet and uses either hand to challenge and block shots. During his freshman year, he averaged a fantastic 3 blocks per game. When he's on the floor, he also blocks 15.4% of the opposing team's 2-point field goal attempts, which would be the highest block rate of any player drafted in the lottery since they began tracking this stat in 2010, really showing his potential of being a great rim protector. He has great defensive awareness and instincts and rarely ever quits on plays. He is usually on point with his defensive rotations as well. His height and length allows him to remain a strong post defender, and though he is skinny now, he projects to being very capable when being taken into the post. Basically, his agility and athleticism allows him to keep from being beat off the dribble, and his length, size, and defensive instincts allows him to do a great job being a rim protector. The other thing that makes you a dream modern big in today's NBA is of course the ability to space the floor, and Jaren Jackson Jr. showcased his ability to do that during his freshman year. He shot 39% from 3 on 96 attempts, and encouragingly, he also shot about 80% from the free throw line. He is by far the best shooting big in his draft class. The only downside with his shot is that he does have an unorthodox release point, but his release is quick and he should be able to shoot at the next level. His agility and athleticism allows him to attack closeouts incredibly well. He also is fluid when he runs the floor, and he has the potential to be a lob threat in the future. Now, he's not a perfect prospect, and naturally there are some holes in his current game. He isn't that great at passing or making quick decisions. He had around 39 assists compared to 62 turnovers, which definitely isn't great. That is an area he definitely has to improve upon if he's going to be shooting threes and attacking closeouts as his main form of offense. Despite his ability to follow guards off the dribble, he also has a tendency to bite on pump fakes and fouls more often than he should, averaging 3 fouls a game. Naturally, when you have a big like DeAndre Ayton in the draft, who is very polished offensively and can post up, Jackson's lack of offense can seem to be a little discouraging. But what should be more encouraging is everything he already can do. Being great at switch defense is a must for any team trying to go deep in the playoffs. His defensive ability, matched with his shooting and athleticism, is everything you want in a modern day big. A phrase you hear about Jaren Jackson Jr. often is that he is the safe pick. That of course means that at worst, his physical tools and athleticism will allow him to contribute no matter how his development goes. However, I feel like safe pick makes it seem like he doesn't have as much upside, which is far from the truth. Recall that he is only 18 years old, still hasn't filled up his frame, and still has elite physical tools to play with. He has about as high of a ceiling as any bigger player in this draft. His scenario kind of reminds me about Anthony Davis and how, when he was being drafted, he was known as mainly this defensive guy, and that his offense may come in the future. Of course, he then went on to become both an offensive and defensive superstar. Now, I'm not saying that Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to turn into the kind of player that Davis is. I'm just saying that we've seen in the past that players with his physical toolset and his athleticism and agility have the chance to develop well in offense like Anthony Davis. I believe that he has a great chance to become the best big or even the best player in this draft, and whatever team drafts him will have quite a player on their hand.